get this only nowhere else but you, Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're look at this. A carved penguin. There it is. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
I'm so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back. What? Oh my God.
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the play.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish!
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say? What can I say?
Yeah. Another disappointing loss. That one sucked. That one sucked. Felt like Cade Povich, absolutely incredible until he gets to 2 outs. 1-2 every inning. First and second guy, easy. Just tough. Couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done. 5-3 loss to the Red Hot Tigers. Not going to blame, be like, oh, we got to beat the Tigers. They're a damn good team. They have the best record in baseball for a reason. But you still feel like, I'm going to be sitting there thinking about that Ryan O'Hearn strike one that was ball 4 for a long time. That felt like maybe with Westberg on deck, you get a possibility of, hey, if you get a single or if he hits that home run, then it's looking like a much different game. Just a overall very tough game for the Orioles. Once Cade Povich gives up the 5 runs, it was over. Nothing that even the bullpen, which was lights out tonight. Dominguez 1 1/3 scoreless, Cano 1 scoreless, Blewett 2 scoreless. So bullpen was awesome. Lights out. What was that be? 4 1/3 scoreless inning from them. They did their job. It's that home run to Torkelson is the difference in the game. I'm going to be honest, guys. I really thought Cowser caught that. When Cowser went up for it, excuse me, when Cowser went up for that, I thought he made one of the best catches. You'll say, I thought he said, Denzel Clark, hold my beer. But, yeah, Povich, 2 outs. 2 outs killed him. 2 outs runs killed him. I think, all 5 of the Tigers' runs came with 2 outs. Yeah, let me see. I think all 5. 4 of the 5. So just disappointing. Disappointing. You felt like this was the game that if they could, if you were going to go win a game, this would probably be it. The Tigers for what would this be, the 4th straight game? Because they did it all 3 last year when they came and swept us. Tigers have just figured it out with the Orioles. If you want to beat the Orioles, throw out a opener that throws left-handed. If you don't have a starting pitcher that's lefty to throw that night, if you have a righty on the mound, simply throw a lefty as an opener for the first 2 to 3 innings. It's going to completely derail the Orioles, and you're going to win. If you want the analytics, there it is. Throw a lefty versus the Orioles, you win ball games. I mean, they couldn't get anything. And then, you feel like, okay, you come and you tie the game, can't get the shutdown inning. You tie it up in the second or in the third, top of the fourth. Suddenly it's a 2-1 game. And then it's suddenly in the blink of an eye. In the fifth, you think, okay, let's get out of this 2-1. Blooper, that falls. Next guy hits a homer. I mean, just like that, you're down 5-1, and the offense had opportunities. Offense ended the game just 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Didn't have many opportunities, but had some chances. Really disappointed we didn't get to see Westberg with the bases loaded in the 8th inning. I thought that would have been fun. Thought that could have been cool. When it's 3-0 and the pitcher has only thrown 1 strike in the last 8 pitches, usually you don't give him the ball 2 inches off and 2 inches below the zone. But what do I know? Just a fan. So that sucked. But just one of those games. The Orioles, we keep saying they got to find a way to just kind of sneak one in this series. Don't have the highest hopes. So it's sad to say just win tomorrow, but I mean, if your expectations were for this team to come in and sweep the Tigers, that damn sure wasn't happening. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Kevin and Zach react. Joining me is my co-host, Kevin Ostreicher. Kevin, another disappointing loss, but before we get into that, let's talk about Walter. Walter, appreciate you.
Walter.
And the Orioles bullpen looking so dominant, only giving up 1 earned run in their last 26 innings pitched, makes the decision not to add a legitimate starter instead of throwing shit at the wall with Morton and Gibson. That much more frustrating. Bullpen's been lights out. And Kevin, it's what we said. As soon as the starting pitchers were insane for 2 rotations through, 2 goes through the rotation. And it was like there were a few games where the bullpen gave it up. And then suddenly the bullpen, 26 innings over the past, I would guess that's probably 5-6 games. And you're like, awesome, just dominating. Well, the reason they've had to stop is because be those stopgap guys is because, the starters aren't doing their job. And it's once again, one side starts doing their job, another falters.
I don't know what game you're talking about. The Orioles won 6-5 on a Jordan Westbrook grand slam.
Yep, that's how it should have been. That's how it should have been.
Just crazy. By the way, Oriole legend Jahmai Jones.
You know what, Kevin? I thought when I saw Jahmai Jones leading off for them, I genuinely thought in my head, I was like, this is the get-right game. I was like, the Orioles sweep the Tigers with Jahmai Jones at the top. Like it's one of those, like in order to go forward, you have to go backwards, like defeat your inner demons. They had to go back into the, their 2019, 2020 selves and be like, hey, you got to call up, we're making up for Jahmai, not calling up Jahmai earlier.
I still remember that. That was, before the
not even a top 100 prospect. Like that's what I love looking back on.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a guy where it's like, oh, he was supposed to be. This was just an average top 20 Orioles prospect who was just sort of hitting well in AAA, and everyone's like, just do it at this point, please.
Yeah, if you thought the Jackson Holiday controversy was something, you weren't there for the Jahmai Jones era.
Oh, not at
baseball. Yeah, man. And look, this was realistically the game that you kind of had to win.
Yep.
Everybody knows what's going on in game 3, and I'm not uber confident in them tomorrow. So, you get swept and you're right back down to 15 under when they realistically, even if they lost tonight, if they had just swept the Athletics, they could have been 9 under.
Yep,
Yeah,
8 under. It would have been 8 under.
9 or whatever it would be. But you lose these next two, and you're back to 15, and you have even less games to go. So,
Did to themselves.
but yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of like, and this time it was actually two bubbles turned off in the bullpen and or turned off in the starting pitching and the offense. The bullpen was awesome.
Well, let's be real, Kevin. The second they put that lineup out, and everyone and their mother was like, "Oh, this is the best lineup we've had all year," you knew shit wasn't getting done. Like the second everyone collectively on Orioles Twitter was like, "Oh, fantastic! This is the lineup we've been waiting for." You knew they weren't going to get it done.
It really was the lineup we were waiting for, though. Like
it really was. The only that was Holiday, Rutschman, Henderson, Westberg, Kowser, Mayo, all in the lineup.
Yeah.
And it's literally, I saw somebody tweet out, it was like, if you would have told me like this lineup was in 3 years ago, I would have told you we scored 600 runs. It's like, this was the lineup we dreamed of. We were like, oh, once this is up, ain't nobody stopping them.
Yeah.
Listen, I've seen people say this. I'm not here for the Laureano slander. There's a reason he's got one of the hits tonight. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'd put him 5. I wouldn't put him 4.
The only reason they went 4 is I get it. They were because of the what's it called? They wanted to go righty switch, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty. I get that. I think Laureano has been one of our better hitters, especially recently.
Sure.
I have no issue with him being that high up in the lineup.
Yeah.
No,
it's not like the worst decision in the world. I mean, would I do it? No, but I'm not gonna split hairs over it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you told me this before the game, yeah, or before the season, yeah, I'd be like, what the hell? But as someone who's watched the season unfold, Laureano is one of those few guys that when he's up, I'm like, okay, I kind of got some confidence right now,
Yeah, him and Carlson being, I mean, obviously Laureano's been better than Carlson. But even Carlson's been getting
both just streaks, I feel like they've both been pretty equal. Both have just had. Maybe we can say Laureano's been. Both started out really bad and then have turned it on.
We've been talking about O'Hearn and Mullins. What are they going to get for Laureano at the deadline? That's their big trade chip. It's Laureano. We've been missing it the whole time.
Kevin, I like your thought process.
God,
there it is.
Skeens for Laureano. Who says no?
Straight up. I mean, get some veteran leadership in Pittsburgh.
That probably is even a more disgusting stat than.
I was going to say, if you want Paul Skeens, if he wants to come here and have a 180 ERA and lose games, we can do that too.
Doesn't he have a 1.6 something ERA and the Pirates are 1-11?
Yeah, they had at one point, I don't know what it is now. The Pirates in his last 13 starts, he had scored 19 runs. He had allowed 19 runs in 13 starts, and the Pirates had lost 8 of those.
That's
so bad. He's allowing just over. He's not even allowing a run and a half a game, and they're just
Yikes. Yeah. Did you talk about Povich at all?
No, I started off just kind of saying looked great until he got to 2 outs. It was the easiest 1-2 every inning of all time, and then it'd be like, okay, what are we going to get from him?
Yeah. And that feels like it's a story for the Orioles starting staff this year is they'll either start really slow and then get it together, or they'll start really fast and then just have that one inning. You're like, oh my, come on now. And that's just the story.
Yeah.
And, Povich has had great starts this year, but, the more often thing that we're talking about is him looking great early and then just imploding on himself. And it's been multiple times that's happened. And, you'd like to talk about the great starts, but it's the bad ones that kind of take precedent. And, for a team that has to win all these, they have to play at 90 to 100 win pace just to make the playoffs, which I'm not really thinking about that anymore. But, just in the hypothetical that they do, that's what they'd have to play at. You can't have starts like that, and you can't continue to leave the bullpen out to dry. And look, they were able to, again, Dominguez and Blewett, who, again, might never allow a run in an Orioles uniform. This is...
It seems like that. I mean, we want to talk about the most bipolar. The Orioles have had some bipolar pitchers over the years. I don't think I've ever seen one like Sir Anthony Dominguez. He is literally untouchable for 12 straight outings, and then he'll give you 4 where he's at least given up 2 home runs an inning. He
is the Tony Taters of the bullpen.
He goes when he's on, you are not touching him. He does not matter. He is going to throw the nastiest stuff and strike you out. When he is off, it is meatball, 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 and then probably a few wild pitches thrown in there. It's impressive. You gotta give the guy his credit,
Yeah, man. What are they getting for Dominguez at the deadline?
That's actually not. He's a free agent at the end of this year. If people really want, if he wants to keep that up, you can.
Isn't Soto also a free agent?
Yeah, Orioles.
Yeah, is Arias a free agent?
Ramon, I don't think so. So the Orioles free agent. This is where we are.
Ramon has arbitration next year.
Yeah, so we have the guys who can get hit free agency are Gary Sanchez is unrestricted, O'Hearn unrestricted, Sir Anthony unrestricted, Gregory unrestricted, Mullins unrestricted, Sagano, Eflin, and Charlie all unrestricted. O'Neill has an opt-out. He's taken that 16.5 mil to the bank, I'll tell you that. Kittredge has a $9 million club option. I would pick that up. Laureano has a $6.5 million club option.
Oh, he has an option in his deal? I didn't know that.
I wouldn't do it. 6.5 mil. I wouldn't do it.
I would do it. Hot take. I would do it.
It depends on if you keep Seti.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't plan to play him, don't do it. And, you want to.
And then the guy, this is the easiest. Jorge Mateo, $5.5 million club option.
Oh, pick it up. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, dude, just bring back Charlie and Jorge and let everybody else go.
Yeah. Charlie, Jorge, and Hope O'Neill opts in,
Yeah, that's a three-headed monster if I've ever seen one.
Just that's a kind of it's gonna be an interesting. What's the average?
Yeah, I just want to be there already. I don't want to have to wait. I just want to be at the deadline.
I know, and I've seen people talk about they don't trust Mike Elias at the deadline. I trust him a lot more as a seller than a buyer. We've seen a lot more from him selling than we have from him buying, Him buying is Trevor. Have you bought into the whole MLB executive burner being Mike Elias?
I'm not as caught up as I probably should be on that. I know that who did he tweet about?
Well, he was tweeting about Stowers and Norby a lot today, and he was like, "Orioles actually got out well." Like Stowers,
I don't think.
There's no way. It's someone who's
especially if I was Mike Elias and I had that and I got called on it, I wouldn't tweet
that.
But I guess that's the thing is he's just doubling down on it to make it seem like it's not him when it actually is.
Yeah, maybe we.
I don't think it is.
I don't either, but I think that'd be hilarious if he was just blatantly.
Yeah.
Also, if he was going to have a burner, why would he make it MLB executive burner?
Yeah. That's probably the first red flag.
Yeah. Probably. But you know what? That'd be hilarious.
That's the thing. Do you just double down on it and say, "Oh, there's no way this guy, there's no way that an MLB executive would name himself MLB executive. There's no way he'd be tweeting this way." And so he just gets called on it more, and he just continues to go in on it to get the suspicion off of him and say, "Yeah, that's definitely a nobody." When in reality, it's just him doing it.
Kevin, it's not the worst idea.
They got the big brain. Get the tinfoil hats on.
Kevin, did we just uncover something?
Maybe. Well, investigative research. Who knows?
That's what we do here on Kevin and Zach React. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Go live after every single Orioles game, win or lose. Also, Walter wanted to get to this. Appreciate you. If the O's pick up Mateo option, I'm punching Elias in the face.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, who knows? Maybe it's not even Elias. You never know.
Maybe.
But yeah, hit that if you're new to the channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. I think we are two subscribers, one subscriber away from 1,900 subs. If you are not subscribed, you literally can subscribe right now.
Well, now that you said that, like 5 people are about to unsubscribe. Just
why would you give them that idea?
Because that's what always happens. I don't even have to say it. If I didn't say it, the same thing would happen.
Well, I'm refreshing it. No one's unsubscribed yet, so this is just something that you've put in.
No, it would have happened. You just got to give it time. Yeah.
No one's done it. You just put it.
So nothing's happening. We're just sitting here in silence.
Yeah, we're sitting here at $18.99. I guess we just have 95 subscribers sitting in here.
Are you just gonna wait? Yeah.
No, I was just. Yeah, now it happened, Kevin. Now it happened.
See, it was gonna happen regardless.
Now it happened.
You
lost two because of you.
No, you can't put that on me. No, it was gonna happen anyway. It was gonna happen anyway. It was gonna. You just have to. You just have to accept that it would happen.
That's what the subscribers want, Kevin.
I think I would combust, like just explode on the street.
I don't know if we would be able to. You know what? We're making our way back up. We're back to 98. We're
making the climb.
We're making the climb back. So like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. If you're new to the channel, Kevin, this just felt like one of those games, like you said. If you were gonna win one, it felt like it should have been now. It felt like this was the one to be like, okay.
Yeah. And Peyton, where's the hot ramen? I'm still sick, so I'm still I'm better than I was, but my stomach is still going through it. So when I feel better, the next win. I guess honestly, I can't even really say that anymore. The next stream, I feel better. I'll do it because. I don't want to promise to do it and then they lose like 10 straight.
We can put it on the wheel. We can put challenges on the wheel.
That's actually, we should do that. But I owe hot ramen, so I will do that. I did not forget about it. So I just feel like if I did do it, I would handle it less than I'd be.
Fernie. This is the show.
Let's see. And yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like if they go 0-16 on the homestead, Peyton, I'm gonna just do it after when I feel better. I'm not gonna put my fate in the Orioles' hands because they've let us down too many times. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we've done it. 19.
All right.
Appreciate every single one of you.
Appreciate that. We have an awesome.
We really do. We really do. And you guys make this so much fun. So we'll have Kevin do a.
Yeah, it hasn't been a fun season on the diamond. But we're
back to 1899. That was on there.
You always have to account for it. And imagine 2000 is up next. We're gonna get like 10 people unsubscribe because it's that big of a milestone. By the way, for those that don't know, at 2400, we are gonna do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, and we might have to. I think we'll talk to our good buddy Gordon and maybe get something in the works with a rug. So.
Nice, yes.
Oh, but we're at 1901. You see
the climb.
Going. Golfer, appreciate you. And, oh man, Laura,
appreciate you. Thank you.
Incredible. And that's what I'm saying. You sit in this chat. This community is that incredible that you probably are going to get gifted something just for hanging out and being a part of it. So. Just come hang out with us. I know it hasn't been the most fun season, but we're making our way.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on trucking because they're not just gonna forfeit the games. So, I mean, we're gonna keep talking about them. All right, 9 innings, 9 gallons of orange juice. 1900 mini.
What the people want. It's what the people
I
want.
actually, so for those who haven't, you might be newer to the channel or you haven't heard me talk about this before. I so badly want to do 9 corn dogs, 9 gin and tonics, 9 innings.
It's just you make it so much more difficult than it is.
It's not difficult though, because I'm a gin guy. I know it makes me sound like I'm 50 or 100 years old or 500 years old, but gin and tonic is my favorite drink. All right, I'll admit it. I'm 5,000 years old, but
you guys should. Where were we when you ordered one? And we were like, "Was it?"
Were we in Florida?
We were in Florida. And everyone was like, "Hey, what do you guys want?"
Oh, yes,
it was like beer,
Brooks and those guys.
And you were like, "Yeah, can I get a gin and tonic?" And like the bar stopped and was like, "All right,
hey, you gotta stay curious."
You guys make it better. Just hanging out with you guys. No place I'd rather be. If we're gonna do it, might as well do it together.
Yeah. I can't believe I get to talk to the Orioles mustard hot dog every night.
What?
You are the Orioles mustard hot dog. Yeah.
That was I still would love to know if any sort of inspiration. Just identical.
It's the literal definition of doppelganger. Like
it is. It literally is. Kevin, this is how you know we're back because heartbreaking loss. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we've kind of gone over it all, right? I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Povich was great until he wasn't, and the offense was not really. What was their runners in scoring position total?
1 for 4. So you didn't really even have.
They didn't have opportunity. I mean, I guess that's not, at least compared to what they were doing, it wasn't as bad. But I mean, is this once you drop those 2 games? Because this is what we're talking about. Just honestly, with momentum, where you lose a series of the A's like that, and it kind of deflates you. Like it feels deflating. And, you could see the frustration building up. Cowser was frustrated tonight. It felt like some other guys were frustrated tonight. And, when you're on and you're feeling good and you can make a run. And then, an unexpected series like that happens where you think you're getting back into it. You've swept 2 straight series and then you lose I guess the White Sox definitely was more winnable. But, the second most winnable series in that stretch, and you lose 2 or 3 to a team that, hey, has some solid players on it, right? I think we all got the Jacob Wilson experience during that 3-game set.
I got too much of the Jacob Wilson experience. Thank you very much.
But, you do that, and then all that momentum suddenly just vanishes away. And you could even have made an argument where if they didn't drop the final game and you took 2 or 3 from the A's, like still disappointing. I'll stand on that. But, at the end of the day, like, you had an opportunity to be 8 under or 7 under or 9 under or whatever it was, and now you're back to 13. So, yeah, disappointing. But it's been a disappointing season. So we're no strangers to disappointment this year.
No, that's for sure. And that's what I think is most frustrating about it.
Also, I don't know what I'm going to go with yet before I get into Collins. I'm ordering my new setup. I ordered the camera. I spent like a lot of money. Right. But I'm ordering the mic, but I'm going to get one of those boom arms. But I don't know if I want the one that comes down, and the mic is like, it's like here, or or the low one that like you just put on the low and it comes up to you. So I'd say having the mic here or like below. I don't know, because I just have my mic off to the side.
Yeah, I was gonna say my mic for those.
Because I know at the studio we have the over the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say my mic for those who are wondering is literally.
Oh, you got the fancy Shure mic? Look at you go.
Yeah, actually a gift from my incredible girlfriend. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can gift her the opportunity to be a Ravens fan this season. might go better than the Bengals.
He's going to kill both of us for you saying that now. Congrats.
Well, you're welcome. I'm not the one that has to deal with it.
for even bringing that up.
You should give Terrell Lamar jersey.
It would get burned before it was even open.
No, okay. What you should actually do is you should give her a Geno Stone jersey. Then you get the Ravens and the Bengals in there at the same time.
I think honestly, funny enough, gifting a Geno Stone jersey at this point, like just a Bengals Geno Stone, I think it's just more offensive as a Geno Stone Bengals jersey of like how he played than even like his Ravens past.
Is that more of a gag gift than Lamar? With how bad Geno was last year. Look, dude, AJ and I are on the same page tonight, man. That's actually yes. Do the Ravens one actually. Yeah, do the Ravens Geno Stone.
The Ravens Geno Stone.
At least you can justify.
Kicks off. Damn.
All right, Zach and I will have to converse in private about what.
This is the wildest.
The people saw it, man. The people saw it.
It was a Orioles orange hoodie. This is crazy.
Everyone saw it. I don't know.
You know what?
Vontez Perfect was. I wanted the Ravens to draft him so badly.
Yeah.
Although we do know that he was a little crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Gosh.
This is what we do after losses. We just try to bring the vibes back.
And I think it's working. I think this is a flat line. We are not just lying.
Why would you even put that on the screen? Now everybody
to address the lies.
I don't know.
Address the.
Are you calling your girlfriend a liar?
Blasphemy. This is where you want. This is the.
Are you seriously?
This is the situation you want to put.
Really?
In. This is the situation.
Dang, that's dude.
Kevin. After all we.
For those that don't know, Zach is the king gaslighter here.
Oh my. This is crazy. This is...
I'm just saying. So now Zach has an orange Bengals hoodie and he wears Bengals things. This is crazy.
This is crazy.
No.
I'm glad the truth is coming out. I'm glad it's the what's it called? The Boogie Cousins. I'm glad. I hope people are starting to see what's going on because it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous.
Oh, we'll have to put a poll up to see who gaslights who more on this show.
Yeah, I do have to say Skyline chili though. Kevin, have you had Skyline?
No, I have not.
Kevin, we're getting you Skyline. It's one of those don't knock it.
I feel like that's a betrayal.
How is that betrayal? It's one of those things because it's an Ohio thing?
Because it's the Bengals thing.
It's more just an Ohio thing. It was in Columbus. Is it a Cincinnati? Oh, it is Cincinnati.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Kevin, don't take that away from me. All right, it is good. I was a hater before. Like I thought there was like I tried it with the mindset of like this is there's no way it's good. It's good. Now there's like 10 pounds of cheese on it, which you can't go wrong with, but
cheese makes everything better. So
cheese really does.
Although my most controversial take is my favorite type of cheese is Swiss cheese. Which apparently everybody hates Swiss cheese, but I like Swiss cheese. So
that makes sense.
Okay.
All I said was that makes sense.
Because everybody hates it and I like it. I
was just saying it adds up.
No, you're gaslight. This is just gaslight central tonight. Zach Bollinger. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. Nobody likes it. Steve likes it. Thank you, Steve.
This was the funniest that we could have got.
Oh.
I don't know why that was so.
That is one of the better comments we've had in the last week or so. That was incredible.
I don't know why that caught me so off guard.
No, it's hilarious.
That was so. I was not expecting him to say.
It's from the top rope.
Oh, what a dime! What a dime!
All right, we want to get some call-ins before this
Yeah,
goes
it's
any further off the road, off the rails.
Yeah, we got to. We already. It's already going.
You know what? And call-ins either bring it back or it's gonna go further off the rails. So you never know what you're gonna get.
Whew. Yeah. So call-in link is live.
Yeah.
You know, you try.
That's what we strive to be, Rick. We strive to be.
Well, Kevin, I guess let's get this thing back on track.
Yeah, let's
talk some Orioles baseball. We got AJ on. AJ, how's it going?
It's going.
AJ?
It's going better than the Orioles went today. But I know you said we're getting back on track. But I have one thing to say first, Kevin. Gin and tonics are amazing. I love a good gin and tonic.
Thank you.
My grandfather,
Thank you.
but don't thank me yet.
Oh.
If you have a gin and tonic at a ballpark, I think you need to get banned for life. Like,
If he tried to order that
one, I don't even know if you could get one. I don't know if they would serve it to you. They'd say, "What is this?"
well, they're probably also going to be like, "Who is this like young boy with a beard trying to order a gin and tonic right now?"
Yeah.
I'll reveal this now. I forget the name of the restaurant, but I went to a restaurant this weekend. I had my first Orange Crush ever, and I got carded.
I get carded all the time, and the drinking age here is 18.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the pub I go to at my team knows me at this point, so I don't get carded there. I one time had a bartender take my ID. I was with my family. They took my ID, started asking me all the usual questions, and they're like, "What's your star sign?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just want a beer. Please give me a drink."
That is wild. Oh, I don't know if I've said this while you've been on here, AJ, but I got carded at a family event once, like a private event. And I didn't have,
I forgot about,
they literally hired an outside service, and, there were 20 people at this event, and I got carded at the event. I was like, this is great.
I turned 20 at the end of the year, and I come to the U.S., and I still won't be able to drink after being drinking here for 2 years.
Damn, that sucks.
Hopefully, you can maybe meet some people up at the games, but
yeah,
when you coming?
December, January. I might try to make the Ravens-Patriots game.
Ooh.
Not sure if I can. I might try.
That'd be sick.
But anyways, on Orioles baseball, I'm not going to actually get too mad at the offense because the offense got beat because you could throw me in relief against the offense in an opening situation. And I will never forget them almost throwing a combined perfect game against us. That will live in my brain forever. The opener into Longman is the Orioles just kryptonite. I don't know why every team doesn't do it. And you could throw make it even better. Call a guy up from the minors with an 8 major league ERA.
Yeah, he's going to have the time of his life.
Shut down. But starting pitching was just rough. Cade Povich still struggling to work out of jams. I find Cade Povich, he can get the strikeouts. He had he has a couple 10 strikeout games.
Yeah.
He can really get the strikeout. But what I've found with him is he is either missing barrels or he is throwing the ball. He's either missing the bat entirely or he's throwing the ball right at the barrel. He really struggles to get those soft contacts, those quick innings that you need to go deep in a start. And he's always working out of trouble. Even when he's throwing a scoreless inning, he walked a guy or he gave up a double or something. So he's always working out of trouble, which just isn't sustainable. And that, broke in the 5th inning with the 2-run shot. When I genuinely thought Kowser got that and it kicked out of his glove, but it had just.
I did too, yeah. I thought when he went up, I saw it go by him. I was like, oh, he got that. I started grabbing my phone to say some wild things on the internet. And then I saw the ball pop up behind him, and I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, all right, game over.
But Yeah, that genuinely game over. But I'm not going to get too mad at the offense. 1 for 4 runners in scoring position. It was an opportunities, not a conversion thing. Like 1 for 4, that's 250, but you only got 4 opportunities. Like, doesn't really matter that much. Jackson Holiday is just a stud. I love that kid. And
He just does everything.
how Ryan O'Hearn didn't get ejected from this game, because that is where you get ejected. That is, you are going into the top of the 9th. You are not the most valuable defensive asset. You can get a defensive replacement. Your turn in the lineup's probably not going to come over. That's where you go, fuck it, I'm getting thrown out of this game. Like, that was one of – and people get mad at, like, the Orioles for not rallying. We had a hit, a walk, and it would have been 2 walks to load the bases for Jordan Westbrook. And I know different game situation, different pitcher, but he hits a home run to lead off the next inning. So it's like you almost think, what could have been?
Mhm.
Like, that was, which was funny because that guy was fine the whole game, and then after that call, he just completely melted down.
Like, literally, it was almost like, hey, I'm getting out of here. Like, you guys are making this way too close. I'm trying to leave.
Yeah, he missed like 1 call to blew it or something, but other than that, he was pretty spotless the whole game, and just he blew that call, and it cost us the game. And it is actually ludicrous how every team in every sport ever always thinks the refs don't like them. You have Kansas City fans who are Chiefs fans who are convinced the refs are against them. Like, everybody thinks the officials are against them, but then you just look at the umpire scorecards, and it's like, we're consistently in the top 5 of most runs against us because of umpire calling.
Yeah. That's the things that you can't control that are the most frustrating, because then unfortunately you can then go, oh, well, then O'Hearn swings at ball 4 on the next pitch. Yeah, but it was looking like the exact same pitch that was just called a strike. It cuts a little more at the end, but that you now have to protect. The ump now made the statement that so it changes the at bat.
Just bad. And I hate that it's part of the game mindset, because it's not the fun part of the game. I don't know why people talk about it like the human element. Like, I don't want full robo-umps, but just like, you have the challenge system, because Kevin Brown was right. The umpires are better than they've ever been, but it just really makes that this umpire probably only missed 4 calls this game, let's say.
Yeah. Just sucks that was in the biggest moment.
Call.
Yeah, I'm one of the ones that is fine with slowing the game down a little bit if it means you can get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather have the calls be right and lose 5 or 10 minutes as opposed to have stuff like this happen.
But
and it can be 1 challenge, it can be 2 challenges, whatever it is. But
whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I really like the way it looked in spring training. Everyone did.
Yeah.
You got like boomers like Max Scherzer, who I love Max Scherzer, but he was mad about. But for the most part, I think it's definitely where the game's going. And just my final note, what made this game just so much worse, I don't know if this is an opinion only I have. I cannot stand to listen to Dave Johnson on the call as the color commentator. He was better today, but usually that guy just does not stop talking as the
I
color.
have not heard him. When was the last time? Was this his first game this year?
I think it was his first game this year. They used him a bit at the end of last year when we were kind of missing Ben for a while. We were missing.
Yeah, same type of scenario this time.
And just
Yep.
But anyways, I've already talked enough. So
we're glad you're here so you can be the call-in timer guy.
I have to do it to myself because I will
not for you, just for we're trying to hold ourselves accountable, but you help us hold us accountable, so it all works out.
But I got class later and I got baseball practice, so I'm just gonna, not be an Oriole and actually hit the ball, hopefully.
Hey, once it's scoring position, you know what to do. That is not do what the Orioles. No, that is not do what the Orioles do. Do the opposite.
I try to hit a sac fly with 2 outs. That's what always annoys me.
That's the big brain. That's the big brain.
And then we get a fly out. I swear to God, every single time we'll fly out. Every time. Just all right.
Well, report back on how you do when you play a game. Report back on how you do.
I'm like 0 for 30, dude. It's bad.
When you get that first hit, we need video. We need a video.
I'll try. My only hit on the season is like a bloop shot that the center fielder dropped, and my scorer was very nice to me.
Hey, you did take it. It counts. You take it.
It was
Line drive scorebook.
it was like Bobby Witt on Jorge Mateo. Like, that was a triple.
Doesn't matter.
It's a hit. You take it.
It is a hit.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you tuning in, calling in, as always, AJ. We'll talk to you soon, and I'll be waiting on that video.
Yeah, I'll see you guys when we inevitably just torch Tarek Skubal. I can totally.
I know. I was gonna mention that at some point.
I 100% would trust us to score 10 on Skubal over a bullpen game. Is the funny part.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. That's the Orioles. It's exactly what it is.
It's gonna be so funny. So
Awesome.
funny.
AJ, appreciate
AJ,
it.
appreciate you, man.
See you guys.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Awesome. Let's keep the call-ins rolling. We got Steve up next. Steve.
What's going on, Steve?
Gaslighter.
Oh, what? All right. We'll talk to you later, Steve.
Glad it's out there, Steve. Thank you.
Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy.
First thing I'm going to say, Kevin, with as many witnesses as watched the post-game show, there has not been a time you have not tried to gaslight Zach.
Oh my god. This is crazy. Oh my god. Wow. I can't believe this.
As for the game, positive bullpen, of course.
Yeah.
Westy going yard first game back, just like Colton did.
Yep.
But knowing Mize tomorrow and Skubal on Thursday, Zach, you said it the other night after the A's game, and I think I heard you say it again today on Ryan's show.
Yeah.
Got to win tonight to have a chance to win the series.
Yep.
And if I'm Ryan O'Hearn in the 8th inning, I'm yelling out every curse word in the book and getting my ass tossed.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean that was the time.
And I guarantee you, Manzolino would have been out there arguing too, and he would have gotten tossed.
It feels like it happens way too often for the Orioles. It's just
But I will say, Kraken went Weaver in Norfolk tonight.
Ooh. Hey.
417 feet.
Jeez. All right.
hey.
And I might be boots on the ground Thursday afternoon.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Keep us updated on that.
It's against Nashville, and I believe their best pitching prospect, Mizorowski, was supposed to pitch that day. He is getting called up to Milwaukee.
Yep.
So
It's gonna be a star. I'm excited for him.
I mean, 103 mile an hour fastball. Good grief!
That's one. Yeah. I mean,
But
it's special.
hear me out. Move Morton to the bullpen. Bring up Rogers. Povich back to AAA.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
Rogers' last couple of outings in Norfolk, he has shoved.
Yeah, he's been incredible, and it's what you want to see from him, gaining confidence. It's what part of the reason he's down there. It's not always, to work on things. Just get confidence back sometimes.
Exactly. If Rogers can take what he's done in Norfolk so far this year, back up to Baltimore like he did when he started against Boston, because he shut out Boston for what, 5 1/3, 6?
Yes.
Yeah, it was around.
Yeah, it was 6. It was 6.
Seems like so long ago.
But the thing about Rogers' fastball, he was hitting 93, 94, 95 consistently.
Yeah. 6 1/3, 2 hits.
If he has that same mindset coming back up to Baltimore, you're looking at Eflin, Sagano, Kramer, Rogers, and then the fifth guy, maybe McDermott, if he's healthy. So
Yeah.
I think Morton in the bullpen is probably best case scenario.
Yeah, I think right now, if you're going to keep, I think either Povich or him, either they're going to move Morton to the bullpen or Povich down to AAA. I think one of those moves has to be made because I just think Rogers, you have to give him a chance. You simply have to, with the way he's pitching, with what he showed you against Boston. I think he's the guy right now. He's got confidence. He's gaining it more and more every outing. He also lines up with Morton's days, so I think it's just an interchangeable fix right there.
And not only that, I mentioned this the other day. Forrest Whitley's available because he was DFA'd by Houston.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be surprised if Elias went and got him.
Yep.
Would not be at all.
But
Be at all.
just got to hit Casey Mize tomorrow, and that's not easy.
No, not at all. But hey, I almost trust them more against the good pitchers than the bad ones. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
Steve.
see.
I will talk to y'all tomorrow.
All right, Steve. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Even
not a
though
problem.
we got the gaslighter going on, I still appreciate you as always.
Here we go.
I've never gaslit anyone in my life. I've never gaslit anyone in my life.
Okay. Also, Kevin, you know what's hilarious? Do you know how I got Trevor Rogers' stat line so fast? I literally looked up Calvin's ass pick.
Okay.
Yeah, he got the stat line.
Now we're gonna get demonetized. So
You can't tell that's an ass.
well, maybe if you stop showing it, no one would have to even look at it.
It just looks like someone got it right. And there's your Heston one.
Well, maybe people would know if you didn't actually say it was. You outed yourself, and you outed.
Oh my gosh, Kevin. Oh my
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
This gaslighting. Have we actually? We might have moved from gaslighting to just straight bullying.
It's not bullying. It's not bullying.
Let's keep it rolling. We got Joe up next. Joe, what's up, my guy?
What's up, dude?
We're chilling outside for a little bit.
Love it.
Nice weather.
Yeah, it's nice. But I just want to announce that I'm gonna take a little hiatus. I got some stuff going on, and I got to get my shit together. So we're gonna put baseball on the back burner for a few minutes.
All right. Well, hey, that's a big thing. That's a big thing to do. Big thing to do. So
Yeah,
we'll miss you, but take care of you. So
yeah. Good game
That's
today,
what we'll
though.
do.
We'll get at
And
them
the
tomorrow. So
Yeah.
the Hogs
Hopefully.
will go on Saturday and be beating LSU.
hey,
So,
hopefully, we'll see. So
but I'm gonna sign off. We'll see y'all.
all right, Joe.
soon.
Yep. See you
We'll
when we
see you
see you,
soon,
Joe.
Joe.
Take care of
Appreciate
yourself,
you.
man.
Awesome.
All right.
Kevin, I had a bet tonight, my Dinger Tuesday bet. I had Aaron Judge.
Dinger Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, I had Aaron Judge and Pete Alonso. $5 wins 105. Aaron Judge homer first at bat. Pete Alonso ninth inning. Game tying double off the wall. Unbelievable. Also, J-Ram.
And I was gonna say I saw how that went for you.
Yeah, but he got a hit. He got a hit in the
Oh,
ninth.
he actually did. Okay, so you got that. Did
No,
Shohei
we're
get a
still
hit?
alive. We're not actually. Wait, did
Shohei get a hit?
oh my gosh, Otani infield or fielder's choice? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I actually beat the streak. I had I was at like 6 or I haven't been able to get up. Yeah, like Arando went.
Also, this was incredible.
See, like what you've just been on one tonight, Zach. You've been going crazy.
So I just need an Otani hit, and we're in the clear. We're back. The wheel will set us free, Kevin. You see, we are actually.
The wheel actually is a very genius idea.
Thank you. I'm glad we didn't get Orioles money line because we would.
You should just fade the Orioles. I mean, this is so easy. This is so easy. And then if they win, it doesn't matter because you're either happy after the Orioles win or you're happy after you win money. So,
Kevin, I like the way you think.
see,
Kevin, write that down. Write that down,
Hey.
Kevin. Let's keep it moving though. On our call-ins, we got Jake next up. Jake, what's up, my guy?
Jake, what's going on?
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
No, well.
Oh, doing not too bad. How about yourself?
Not too bad. I'm just watching, listening to that game, half of it on the radio and half on TV. It was yeah, frustrating, I guess. These lefties, man, they keep tearing us down. A lot of people on the internet were just saying like we need to keep these guys. We need to like no matter how the season goes, like throw every if other teams just throw every lefty against us, these kids are gonna have to sink or swim. Just
Yeah.
sink or swim. Like they'll have to figure it out. Like on the radio at least they were talking about how, with Mayo and guys, curse that too, hopefully comes back. But just like these guys are finishing up, becoming polished, real MLB players, finishing that here in the big leagues. It just sucks when the team is behind
Yeah.
however many games we put ourselves behind the eight ball, and now we're trying to catch up. And it's like, man, ideally we're either way out of it or we're way ahead, and we're like, hey man, the rest of the team's hitting. Jackson, Holiday, whoever it takes, like you can go through some slumps. We got your back. Figure it out. So just I don't know. And I saw what was like Arkansas. The guy, I think his name Arkansas Joe, the guy before me. Yeah, it's funny because I got an Army buddy who is a huge baseball Razorbacks fan.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's his thing. Like he loves Razorbacks, everything but baseball more than in life itself. And
Oh yeah, it's a
he
little
was telling, yeah, they love it. I mean, they SEC. I mean, it is what it is down there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he was telling me he's just, like he told me back when we drafted Kerstad, he's just like, you got the one. He just kept saying, and I've been trying to give Kerstad all the rope because of stuff like that. My dude's like always telling me, he's like, dude, you have no idea what I saw for this kid for 3-4 years where it was at Arkansas. He was our dude. He was our leader. He took us to, I think they were within like a strike or an out of winning the College World Series that one year. His like Kerstad's last year there. Like the dude is a baller. It just sucks that like it's just not really translating now. I don't know.
I think the potential, and that's what sucks, is the potential is there. The potential, the power, the hitting's off the charts. It's between the ears right now once he gets to the big leagues. It feels like, and he's had his moments where it feels like he was on the verge of breaking through and riding the momentum, and then he gets hit in the head, and it feels like it starts all over. And it feels like he's just his bad break after bad break.
Yeah, 2 years ago, what was he in? We had a series near the end of the year in Houston, and he has a big hit there. He had a grand slam last year. He was like on his way up, and then he gets smashed in the head.
Yep.
And we've seen I think there was that one first baseman who was with the Cubs and now with the Yankees. That guy had it was like a year and a half, I felt, of him just dealing with those repercussions of, and that was a play at first base, if I remember right.
Yeah, Rizzo. Yeah, he was weird for like a year and a half after. He was never the same after he got the concussion. He was trying to play through it. It throws you off. If it even throws you off, you think about, it takes however 0.001 second for the fastball to get there. If your brain even is hesitant just a little, it can derail your career.
It's up your timing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. And he's got that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the wiggle, whatever he does with it. But I mean, it's what if you've been doing that for to get you here, like P Rose says, if you did this and it got you to the big leagues, roll with it.
Yep,
roll with it. I don't know. I think I heard from you guys about I think it was the Orioles podcast for On the Verge, I think is what those guys are called, like the minor leaguers.
Yeah.
And I think so they brought up some good points today, or they had podcasts yesterday. They were talking about some good kids coming up in the pitching prospects, and that's kind of like, I mean, I'm still hoping the team can turn around, but I'm starting to look at some of these guys. Like it was a Trey Gibson, I believe. He just came up to Double-A, and he just like he's I didn't realize how big he was. They're like, this dude is 6'5", freaking
Orioles got some
230.
massive pitchers.
And I didn't realize his story until literally today, because I heard him, and then I know the Locked On Orioles guy was talking about it, because I didn't know this kid went to Liberty, and he was undrafted because he got suspended his last year there, and which, if you're like a normal school, SEC school, whatever, you're like, oh man, you party too hard, whatever.
Yeah.
But at Liberty, it could have been like you had a chick in your room. or
Yeah.
something.
Literally,
know?
it could be you had a beer on campus.
Yeah.
Like it literally could be anything.
Yeah. And the Orioles apparently were like, man, we like this kid, we like this kid. And then I guess they were just like, hey, he's gonna fall out of the draft. And as soon as he does, we'll give him a phone call. And he's and I think Ben McDonald talks about it all the time about tall pitchers. He's like, this kid, if you're throwing 95, 96, and I think they said this kid has 7 feet of extension, something like
Yeah.
that. Like it feels like it's 99 to 100
Yeah.
on you. It is on you fast, and that's what's been kicking these kids' asses or butts. Excuse me. And double. Yeah, I don't know how this rolls over here.
No, you're fine. You go ahead.
All you want.
Yeah. It's just been tearing these kids up, and now double A because he just had a start the other night, and he had a pretty good. I think he gave up one home run. That's it. The rest of it was like 8 Ks and a few other things. So like him and Braxton Bragg. I think that fruit kid. I want to say that fruit kid is the kid who's like short, but like kind of like Pedro, where he's just like, I'm short. I got nothing. I got no butt behind me, but here's 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Good luck. So it's like weird. The team we got some prospects coming up, but I mean, hopefully the big league club can really do some stuff. I'm hoping. I would love to see Braxton Bragg get a shot by the end of the year, depending on how it goes. But screw it. Like give him some confidence, hopefully, or at least maybe if he gets hit around a little bit in the majors by Judge or somebody, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back down in the off season, spring training, and I realize like, oh, these boys they mean business.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much you guys follow are into the minors like that.
Yeah, I mean, Braxton Bragg has just been flying up boards this year. I mean, he started as somebody. I mean, he started in Aberdeen, and he's going to find his way to AAA, if not the majors, by the end of the year. If he keeps pitching like this, I mean, he's dominating. And I think you're right. The Orioles don't have a lot of big name pitching prospects, none that are going to jump off the to the national media, but they got some dogs. They have some guys that, it's not always the big top end prospects that go out and do, are the most successful. There are guys who just show up to the big leagues and then never go back,
Yeah. Yeah. I think today they are just a little bit ago, the Delmarva Shorebirds just brought up that kid, Nate George. He was like one of the last draft picks of the last round, but he was like some super athletic kid out of like in some BFE Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember them saying like, this is going to be a project kid. And so I didn't know he's been in Florida at our rookie ball the entire time. He's hitting almost 400 in that rookie league right now. And then there's like, all right, you're coming to Delmarva. And I think he just turned 19 and he's already, I think Fangraphs or somebody has him as our number 9 prospect. Like he just shot up. Like, so you're saying like Bragg and a couple other guys are just like, hey, diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. Ferret I actually called a game, one of Ferret's games I called in Aberdeen earlier this year. So I got to see him up close. That he's good. That kid, if he didn't get hurt, I think he would also be up there with Bragg for just kind of flying up boards. But I mean, look at this. I mean, 2019, we're talking about, how it's not always the top guys that end up being, the stars. 2019, the 25th ranked prospect for the Tigers was Tariq Skubal. So it's not like these guys have to be from day one your best players. Yeah. They can come out of nowhere. And, Tariq Skubal, it's very hard. Maybe you throw Skeens out there, but he's top pitcher in the league. And he was not seen as somebody. He was a guy who was like, oh, maybe he has some potential down the road to within a year. It was, hey, Tariq Skubal is that guy. And then he got up to the majors and went from there.
Yeah. Sorry, my dog wasn't mine. But I'll get ready to go off the mic for y'all so you can have the next guys. But Skubal. My last thing I was gonna say is it just me or does he have kind of like a weird looking body? I feel like he's kind of got this like I feel like he's kind of got buff, but then he's got a little bit of a dad bod gut thing going on,
which are the most dangerous athletes.
Oh, yeah. I am 1,000. I a bazillion% agree with you with that one. Like those dudes are the ones that are just like you have just like it's almost like they take it calm. Yeah. And and then they have these like weird like small muscles that are just like, all right, when I turn it on, it's over for everyone here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I see him and when he's moving around, I'm like, God, it's got a little bit of a weird body. But I mean that leg kick, that drive.
Yeah.
I mean he's a monster.
Yeah.
But well. Hey man, hopefully we'll do better next couple games, and
Yeah.
better. Thank you all for keeping us so positive.
We try when we can. We try
I
when we can.
appreciate you
So
calling
appreciate
in and
you,
making
Jake.
it fun.
Right
So
on,
Jake,
man.
appreciate you calling
Talk
in.
soon, Jake. Yep.
Awesome. Gosh, I've been really enjoying when Jake calls in.
Yeah,
So
a lot
let's
of
head on to our. We got our final call in of the night. B Ravens. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, what a disappointment today. I, Povich, I don't know what to think of Povich. Like, when there's less than 2 outs, he's incredible. But it feels like that one bloop, it'll be a bloop single or a bad walk or something bad will come up and then he completely loses it. And it just happens every single game with him. I don't know if it's the yips. I don't know if there's something in his motion or what, but it feels like it happens every single game with him.
Yeah, and like you see the strikeouts, and first couple innings he cruises for the most part, and then you kind of get to that 2 out, 2 strikes, and he can't finish the job, and like the Orioles can't afford to have that happen. And I mean, look, the bullpen picked it up tonight, but the issue was Povich just gave up too many runs, and it puts them behind the 8 ball. And with the offense, being as inconsistent as they are and not great in certain spots as they are, the Tigers score 5 runs, and you're like, well, all right, it's probably the game, and so it's tough.
Yeah, for me, what the deciding factor was first inning, they hit the triple and they immediately score. Orioles right after, they get the guy on third and they can't score. And for me, that just describes the entire game right there. They can get the runner in scoring position and bring him in. Orioles get the runner in scoring position and they fail to bring him in. And it happens every single time against a lefty. And the Tigers proved they could throw a random reliever out there to start the game, have him go through 2, 3 innings. Then when they're down by 4 or 5, bring in the starter and cruise through the rest of the game.
Yep.
It's not even like describing the game; it describes the season.
I was going to say, it's like you could say that unfortunately for like 90% of Orioles games this year, you wouldn't know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, why can't we get the guy out of why can't we not only get the guy out when they're on base, but why can't we do the opposite? Get guys on base, bring them in. It's a reliever. You really bring in the reliever to start the game, and you're hoping that it's a bullpen game. Reliever goes through, struggles a bit, and the starter comes in, gets like 3 or 4 more innings, and then he goes to the rest of the pen. But and that's what Orioles bullpen games are like, where we start Aiken or Baker or something, have them start the first 2 innings or so, and then but for the Orioles, they can't bat anybody.
Yeah.
They got the Joe Schmo from across the street start a bullpen game, and they still.
It's over. It's like we said, the most dangerous guy versus the Orioles is the random AAA guy who's just getting a spot start and has a 10 ERA in AAA. He's going to come through. He's a soft tossing lefty, and he's going to have 7 shutout. Like, it's just what happens.
It's like clockwork.
Yeah, and for Povich, how short of a leash do you give Povich the rest of the year? Because do you bring up Rogers as your lefty at some point?
Yeah,
and send him back to AAA?
I guess it just depends on how the season goes. Like, if it just is a wash and they start losing a ton again, I would probably just keep him up to see what he has. But I'd also maybe want to see if like another guy could get an opportunity. Maybe you do that when rosters expand, and you don't want to like tinker with it too much. But at the same time, if it's not working, it's not working. And like if the Orioles started to win and they like kind of creep their way back in, which again with every loss feels more and more further away. But if that starts happening, you can't afford to have games like this from your starters. But if the season's just kind of a loss anyway, you might as well just see what you have. So that's kind of where I am.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say the bats are cooking again, and you're kicking up steam. The bats are one of the best, and you're still having these below average outings from guys like Povich. Do you go out and get a guy like Mackenzie Gore? another left-hander, another middle starter, than see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Nationals would pick up that phone call, but yeah, I mean, I think they need to have some sort of, whether it's this, if they make a push and it's at the deadline or it's this offseason, you do need a guy like that. You just need, the Orioles still need, they can't rely on a Bradish next year to come out and be their ace again. You can't do what they did this year and be like, oh, well, Grayson's going to be back and healthy and be your ace. I think you do need to go. I mean, last year you had a guy like Max Fried. This year you're going to have Zach Gallen on the open market. You're going to have potentially Michael King, depending on things, maybe Dylan Cease. You're going to have Framber Valdez. There's going to be options. I think the Orioles, if they are serious about this and want to turn this around quickly, you have to go get one of those guys that every fifth day is going to go out there and put you in position to win, like you had with Corbin last year. Because when were the Orioles cooking the most last year? It's when the offense was doing their thing, but it's when you had Corbin, you had Bradish, and you had Grayson, 1, 2, 3, and you knew you were winning those 3 games. You were like, okay, those guys at their peak, that's when the Orioles, that's why they were the number 1 team in baseball. That's why they were, competing with, when we faced Philly last year in June, it was dubbed as like, oh, this is the World Series preview. Like both teams looked like it was unstoppable, and it started with the ability to send out an ace.
Yeah, they have to make a move for a starter. You cannot go into next year thinking that, oh, we have Bradish and Grayson coming back, we're going to be just fine. You have to prepare for the worst. Yeah. You don't want to go into next year thinking that they're just going to stay healthy and we're going to have our top 2 guys and this is going to work out well in the end. You have to go out and you have to make the big plays. You have to make the large trades, to make the big free agency signings. You have to build your roster and reload it. And for me, at least, Elias showed that he can rebuild, but can he prove that he can contend?
Yeah, it's kind of almost similar to the Hyde conversation of, he was the right man for the job when they were rebuilding and stewarding them through that, and obviously wasn't the right guy to lead them to a World Series. You got to have that same conversation with Elias, and we'll kind of see how it all unfolds there. But B Ravens, appreciate you calling in as always. Glad to see you call in, and hopefully you call in again soon.
Yep. But hey, if I'm a Tiger, at least Westbrook's back, so one thing going, right?
Yeah, one thing going. Yeah. Well, appreciate you, B Ravens, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Peace out.
A pretty fun stream for post loss.
Yeah. Losses are never fun, but we try to make it fun.
We try. It's here and there. And I disagree. I think Kittredge and Sagano, you can say. I think Kittredge is a very because we haven't seen him, but Sagano has. But besides that, the Mortons,
relative to what they needed. It has
been Laureano, I would consider Dylan Carlson, but those, we would be talking about how good of acquisitions they were if the team was performing well and they were in their roles as Sagano as a number 3, 4, not as your ace. Laureano and Carlson as the 4th outfielders, not your starters. Then we would be they're good. They've worked out better, but
Yeah. I mean, it has to be better this offseason. If it's not, I could set them back even multiple more years than they already are set back. And, it's going to be a big year for them to hopefully get it right. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will. But Kevin, anything else?
Nope. I think that is all from me.
Yep. That's going to do it for this edition of Kevin and Zach React. Orioles dropped game 1 against the Tigers, 5-3. Back at tomorrow at 6:35. We'll be back after the game for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. Come, bring your comments, bring your call-ins. Come have fun. Win or lose, we'll be here. So we'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. I'm trying to think. George Sherrill.
Good one. Adam Jones. Same trade.
You know what?
Same trade. Look at us.